as I was saying. Tell my man don't look my way.
You're listening to DJ Anton. Too bad because I'm too bad. Keep it locked.
Free your mind.
Brother J
and Gappy Ranks.
Gappy Ranks, tell him what you say.
You wanna know, Mr. Brother? You wanna know? Get it. Politician in a them office with the white paper. Yeah, who that send the plane in a the skyscraper? Them kill the innocent, them never kill the troublemaker. And them just a preacher, just bad behavior. So me not trust the TV or the newspaper. Nowadays me even trust my next door neighbor. Tell the people them for road the dirty invader. Me I go always sing me song like Marley and the Whaler. Boom bang, Pepsi first, Coca-Cola. Bell ringing at the heads of the world leader. Fire upon them regime and them infrastructure. It's like them put poor people pan roller coaster. Up so, round so, dumpling so. Get to use them hard enough, say it now go so. Me say pick up every youth where you chat solo. Just watch how you move, that me I want you. Heads up, all of the real get to youth. Heads up, even if you have a one boot. Heads up, keep your head high to the sky. Like a bird in the sky, I go and fly. Heads up, all of the real get to youth. Heads up, even if you have a one tooth. Heads up, keep your head high to the sky. Every ghetto youth must fly.
Me say the Pope they in a Vatican with white robe too. White smoke when them elect him, what them try show you. Pressure people systematically try don't know. Mussolini test Selassie and him find out too. Early bird them catch the worm bomb and a night owl too. Catch the rat them in the dark, that's when them try fool you. Primary, tertiary and the high school too. It's a little piece of puzzle for them try rule you. Rothschild, stockpile, Rockefeller them a smile. So me bonita capella left fi read him for a while. See the easy man, the schism left the youth them in a prison no. Shoot them just a twist it up so who you a go listen. Bring it back, I just run it from the top. Protege and Gappy Racks, now tell me how you follow that. Criminal with white collar in a mud where them a walla in a piggy bank where them got fi brings up every dollar.
Them take every penny, every nickel, every dime. Try fi control every mind with them Illuminati sign. Them drink blood like it's wine, that's the way that them design. But Jah give me soul and them not starving mine. And dirty vampire not living in me sunlight. Half moon, full moon, me no wolf can't bite. And me still in the streets like a world star fight. And me still not get no sleep cause me a work all night. Try my best, nevertheless, God bless. Happiness, music is a mission and it's not a contest. Try my best, nevertheless, God bless. Happiness, music is a mission and it's not a contest. Heads up, all of the real ghetto youth. Heads up, even if you have a one boot. Heads up, keep your head high to the sky. Like a bird in the sky, I go and fly. Heads up, all of the real ghetto youth. Heads up, even if you have a one tooth. Heads up, keep your head high to the sky. Every ghetto youth must fly. Heads up, all of the real ghetto youth. Heads up, even if you have a one boot. Heads up, keep your head high to the sky. Like a bird in the sky, I go and fly. Heads up.
So how are you feeling about this road closure?
I'll go first.
You go first.
It's no good. My mum's an elderly person, and her carers are now having to cut down their workload because they can no longer drive from door to door. They have to be parking either side of the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? Number two, we've got a business on the corner, small corner shop there. And what it's done, effectively, is killed my passing trade.
Killed your passing trade?
Yeah, well, it's a desert. There's no one down here.
Wow.
Yeah, so the passing trade's gone. You know, no one's sort of like, you know.
Did they speak to you about it?
They came and saw me 2 days before they were going to put these signs up. They saw me 2 days before they put the signs up.
Yeah.
And asked me how I felt about it. And I said, well, I didn't even know anything was going up.
Yeah.
Because we were not notified. Nobody was consulted about it. It's something what a few people, have done, to the detriment of the many. Because a few people have made a decision behind closed doors to do this without consulting the many. You know what I'm saying? And is this a dictatorship or is this a democracy? Yeah, as a resident of this street for over 50 years, I think we have the right to know what is going to be implemented, when it's going to be implemented. Yeah, I have a vehicle, I pay road tax. I'm paying road tax for a road I can't use. Am I going to get any rebate on that? You know what I'm saying? Well, you know.
I agree with you, brother. Who's next?
Yeah, can I, okay, so, when they first put this in place, I wasn't really taking too much notice of it until I started to realise there was one road that was cut off. It was Sandsmere, and I thought to myself, hold on, what's going on here? Then they put up the one across Concannon. Now, what makes me really upset about this whole implementation is that we were not consulted. As far as I'm concerned, they've taken away our freedom of movement. They've taken away our rights to be heard, to acknowledge how we as residents feel. I've been living here since 1986. I've been in the area and I've never had any problems. I mean, they talk about violence, this is to do with COVID and violence and whatever. And I've been a resident in this area for a long time, and it's the best neighbourhood community that I've lived in. And so when they've put this in, and I'm shocked. I'm angry. I can't understand why. None of it makes any sense. Our local supermarket is at the top of this road here. Tesco's.
Yeah.
Now we've got to, which was a 5-minute journey, has now become a half-an-hour journey. We've got to go all the way round Bedford Road, Ferndale Road, Bedford Road, up to Lake Lane. And Lambeth Council needs to understand that you can't treat people like this. These are our roads. These roads belong to us. We pay our money, we pay our residence permits, we pay our council tax. Yet you're going to make a decision about how we drive, about our freedom of movement. It's wrong. So we've decided to come together as a neighbourhood to do a protest.
If this is to help the neighbourhood, what about the monetary aspect of it when they're going to put the camera up? I mean, how are you going to help a neighbourhood if you're going to be fining people? That's not helping. I think there's one more thing. I think the Conservative government is using the Labour councillors to push through the Conservative agenda. And these councillors are going to get voted out in the next by-election. Then this will become a council. This will become a Conservative vote. Yeah. So there might be a political aspect to it as well. You know what I'm saying? But I know there's definitely a monetary aspect to it, because when they put the cameras up, they're going to start fining people for coming through here. Yeah. And no, the camera's not there yet. When they put the cameras up, they're going to be fining people. Yeah. What I'm saying is, what has this got to do with COVID?
But all of us are for clean air. That's the most important thing. We've all got children, grandchildren, cousins, nieces and nephews that are born and bred in this area. We're not against wanting a better lifestyle, better air for our children. What we're against is not being asked how we feel we can help to make it better.
Yes.
They sent us a letter on a Friday, and the following week they shut our streets. And they looked at us as if we were nothing.
Was there an air issue around there anyway?
No.
Well,
no, but what they've also done, by closing the streets, they pushed all the traffic onto more heavily polluted streets, which are now going to have a bigger problem. And they've got no care for the poorer people that living on them streets. It's an I'm all right Jack situation we've got now, and we can't let that happen. This has to be fair to everybody in our community, not just one part of the community. So we're asking for fair consultation, to go back a little bit and think about a way to make everybody happy in the community.
It's affecting everybody.
Small businesses are going to be wiped out by this. If you can't get passing trade after 4 months of being closed down, how are you going to survive? We aren't big companies, we're small people, with little ideas to be happy. We all want the best for our families.
Okay, how do you feel?
I'm a local GP working in this area, providing care to patients at home, working with district nurses, palliative care teams, and we now can't easily access the most vulnerable in this community who seem to have been forgotten, disabled, elderly, vulnerable, people dying. So now, for me, to come from my work and visit someone down here, it's maybe 20 minutes plus onto a really, really busy day. And that's just me based in my surgery. That's not accounting for our district nursing team who are out on these streets every single day, working, driving from street to street, who now have goodness knows how long extra tagged on. So no thought was given to those working within the community, no discussion. I read somewhere that GP practices have been consulted, or we absolutely were not. So it's a complete injustice.
Alright. How do you feel about this?
Actually, I wasn't consulted. I've been here over 50 years, I own my own house. I pay my council tax, pay everything, had my children here. And just to go to Tesco, I can't even go to Tesco. When I go to Tesco, I have to drive all the way to Calais to come here. So what's the point? I'm going shopping now, I have to go to the store to work. I'm retired midwife. So when I had my patient, they used to call me. But now, I can't even walk around. So I'm annoyed about this. When my council tax, Lambert should consult everybody before doing this. At this age, they can't lock us up.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, like Shakespeare Road, Relton Road,
Ferndale Road.
Ferndale Road, this road, Pool Ross Road,
They're going to do
Conkenna
more now,
Road.
aren't
Shakespeare Road, plenty of roads, plenty around Brixton.
They've turned a Boston neighbourhood into a square.
Yeah.
They've turned the neighbourhood into a square. And for the surviving businesses, it's no good.
There's nothing left anymore. That's the idea. There's nothing left. There's no more communities splitting up the community. It really is. And the sad thing is, little roads have probably already been said, but are now being turned into like dual carriageways. Tinton Street now, the cars are racing up there.
It's absolutely mad.
Worse than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see an ambulance stuck on Ferndale Road.
That will be what's going to happen. There's going to someone's not going to be able to get help for the emergency services.
So we're just hoping on Thursday that a lot of people that is affected by this turns out to show Lambeth Council how we feel about this, and that there will be some kind of turnaround, reversal, just to say, you know, maybe we did, there's nothing wrong in saying we were wrong. Maybe we did this wrong. Let's go back to the drawing board and let's work this all out together.
Do a survey, see how people feel about it.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be doing on Thursday, this Thursday?
We are going to be marching.
Marching, yeah? Good.
We're going to be leaving.
They want us to use our feet, so we'll march for that, innit?
We're going to march for that. We're going to get our voices heard. We're going to have our banners, and we're going to be leaving from here, Conkenna, and walking up to Lambeth Town Hall, and we're going to get our voices heard. Definitely.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be a peaceful protest, and we just want people to understand we're all for fresh air. We're all for the environment. We're all for positivity for our planet. We all want our planet. This planet belongs to all of us, but we also want to be acknowledged as residents of the Ferndale ward, of Lambeth, Southwark, Clapham, Ealing. You know, we've all got voices. Our voices should be heard.
Yeah. So is there any official consultation that you know of that we could sign to stop this?
I've got a petition going on.
Yeah, we've got a
shop
petition.
and sign that.
There
Yeah?
is livable streets.
There's not a lot of information about signing petitions against it, is there?
We have got, we have got.
That's been provided by them.
They said they consulted us, and then we called them out for not consulting us. And then they said because of COVID they could push this through as an emergency action. And now so every time you ask them, it changes each time. So now they're saying they're taking consultation from online. But not all the elderly, not all the vulnerable can go online to get this consultation.
Of course, you're
So
just going to get one section.
And then they said we go to doctor's surgeries, we go to the youth centre. But that's not everybody in this community. If they wanted to do consultation, it should have gone out with our council tax, with our business rates.
Exactly.
That's the way to get true consultation of this area.
Yes, definitely.
It's Liverpool Streets.
Yeah.
You go on that, they say that's where you can do your consultation, where you can give your views. But those views might not necessarily be the residents of Ferndale. You can come from outside of Ferndale and have a say in where we live and where we live. It's wrong.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right then, so...
Ready?
Hi, who are you?
I'm Sophia Sheikh. I'm the client taking Lambeth to court over the LTNs.
Okay. How do you feel about the road closures?
I mean, it's had a devastating and really negative effect on my life and all my neighbours' life. So I'm not very happy about it. I'm not happy about how they brought these changes and these road closures about. They've done it in a very backhanded, sneaky way and used COVID as an excuse to bring it about.
Okay, and did they consult you about this?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so there was no consultation, and how do you feel like things have been dealt with since then? Because it started in the summer of 2020 and now we're nearly approaching 2021 and nothing's really changed around here. So what do you think they're going to do?
Well, we try to engage with our local councillors, thinking, they're representing us, but they just failed to listen. We had meetings with them via Zoom. I was actually still in the hospital when I attended the first meeting. I was recovering from a coma. I suffered from COVID-19. I was still in a coma from March right through till May, and I was recovering when I found out about them closing my road. So the first meeting that I took part in with the local councillors, I took part in from the hospital bed. And so we took part in with a lot of my local neighbours, about 45 of us, with the councillors from my hospital bed. They said that they would listen, and they didn't. We then tried to engage several times via letters and emails and petitions, and unfortunately they just didn't want to listen to anything we had to say. So, the only option we had then was to protest, and they didn't listen again, and it's led to us having to come together and fundraise and me take legal action, which is a last resort really, because it's really expensive.
Okay, so can you give us some details about the legal action? What's going on?
Okay, it's based on the fact that I'm a disabled resident and I have protected characteristics which have been completely ignored, and they haven't followed. Well, they followed a very limited consultation to do with disabled residents. They've only consulted with RNIB, which deals with people with visual impairments, and that's all they did. They didn't consult with any organisations to do with mobility restrictions or anybody with any other kind of disability. So, being that I live within an LTN and it's now caused me a lot of difficulties moving around, this is the kind of things that they didn't consider when closing roads. Normally you have to take into account all of the ramifications it's going to have to your local area and your community when you're going to change a road layout. They didn't do that, and that's what the basis of my legal argument is.
Okay, clearly not. As we can see, if you get a shot of what's going on right now, there's a whole heap of traffic. For example, if you was to go shopping and you was in this traffic, how would that make you feel? How would that affect your daily living?
Well, it's turned a journey that used to take me about 6 or 7 minutes to usually about 30 minutes, because I can't drive straight down my road now. I have to go around a long convoluted route, which leads me to sit in traffic. Now the thing is, this is about a clean air policy. If you're sitting in traffic that is standstill traffic, it's not clean air. You're sitting in traffic and you're causing more pollution. I already have a lung disease. I have a non-curable lung disease called sarcoidosis, and I have it in my lungs. It's tiny little non-cancerous tumours. Now, things like air pollution and air quality directly affect my lungs. It causes scarring on my lungs, non-curable scarring on my lungs. Air pollution and sitting in traffic is going to directly impact my health. So when I'm sitting in that traffic, I'm breathing in that pollution. If I'm sitting in that traffic for 25 minutes longer than I should do just to go to my local area, this is causing me ill health. It's a non-curable disease. It's a life-limiting disease. They're limiting my life. Why? For what purpose? To cause less traffic for a more affluent end of the street and push traffic onto the less affluent, more ethnic end of the street. I call that discrimination.
Yeah, so do I. Thanks for your time. Is there anything else you want to add?
I want to add that I don't discriminate. I want clean air. I just happen to want it for all. My policy would be roads for all. I'm not anti-cyclist. I want them to have safe, clean air, but not at the cost of others. I want it for everybody. Their policy is clean air for some and pollution for others. That's not fair. That's unjust. I'm about justice, not injustice.
Okay, cool. So I hope your court case goes well and you win. And we want us to have no LTNs around here because it's disgusting. Yeah.
I need people to donate to the GoFundMe page because I don't have £30,000. I need people to donate because I'm doing it for everybody in Lambeth, because this is not just about me, it's about everybody who do not want to drive and sit in traffic. There's nothing wrong with driving. I have a hybrid car, I have a non-polluting vehicle, and I specifically chose it because I am very careful and mindful about the environment. So we're not all devils, the people that drive the cars. The people that cause pollution and make decisions against half of the population are the devils, not the people that are trying to solve the problem. That's it.
All right, thank you, Sophia. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Anton. Thank you.
Lion.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Okay, who are you?
I am Farah London and I'm running to be your next Mayor of London.
Okay, so can you tell me what you think about the road closures?
I stand against the road closures. I have been going to every borough to see the disaster it has caused, and I will remove the LTNs in all of the boroughs.
Okay, so and the congestion charge, what are you going to do about the congestion charge?
Congestion charge, I'm making it again from Monday to Friday, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and £12. But guess what else I'm doing? I'm introducing a short stay tariff, because I don't think anyone should be penalised if they're popping in and out of London. Sometimes they need to do deliveries, sometimes they need to pick up someone. They shouldn't be paying full day rate.
Okay, cool. So why not 6 p.m? Because that's the original time.
I know, it's because I'm introducing the short stay tariff as well.
Okay, is that to leverage what you're doing?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So when did you actually find out about the low traffic neighbourhoods? Did you just wake up and see it like everyone else, or?
I actually got introduced to it. So I was obviously going to the different boroughs, and then different people were introducing to me what was going on, all the traffic in the areas. And then as I started learning more and exploring more, I was seeing this is happening all over London. It's a social divide. And what's happening is that affluent areas are being protected. They now have a gated community, and they're forcing all the traffic to where all the social housing is. And it's criminal because it's causing more pollution for them, and it's causing mass traffic. So they say it's to reduce pollution, but that's not what's happening. Even the emergency services don't have access, and some residents are even taking it upon themselves to put private padlocks, so not even the emergency services can enter their roads.
Yeah, I know. I myself, I was delivering blood, and I met that on many occasions. I'd go up to a planter, and then I couldn't go, and it would make me longer for the job. I'd be delivering an important body part like a kidney or something, and I would be blocked on the road. So this is totally upsetting that it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. An ambulance needs to save lives. So just imagine an ambulance's journey would have been 5 minutes, but now it's 45 minutes. That person obviously needs care. So is that acceptable? The fire brigade, the police, okay, in Islington, crime has now gone up because the moped thefts, they know where police can't chase them. So they are taking routes where the planters are because they know the police can't come.
Okay, so if you got into power, would you make criminal proceedings against the people who put in those LTNs?
I am going to now bring accountability into the councils. The councils have become mafia-led councils because they feel they can do what they want. They represent themselves. They don't represent the communities. So I'm going to make an appeals department in City Hall so residents and businesses can come and let us know what's going on and they will be investigated. It's called accountability. Now, once there's accountability, you're going to see them start behaving themselves.
Okay, thank you for your time. And what is your party again in your name?
My name is Farah London. I'm an independent candidate because London does not need a politician to run London. London needs an independent candidate that represents the people.
Okay, thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for the interview. Yo, so who are you?
My name is Dimples, also known as Angela.
Okay, so how do you feel about the LTNs?
Oh my gosh. You know, my first problem, and it will always be my first problem, is that this was all done with no consultation. It's not democratical at all. It's something that everybody should have been involved in because you're closing roads. You're actually closing roads and you're bringing the traffic. The roads that have been closed, traffic has been displaced. But has anybody, the council, thinking about where the traffic has been displaced to? No, they haven't.
Okay, so when you did tell the council about how you felt, you was on the steps of the town hall, we done protesting and whatnot, what did the council say to you?
Basically, they said go away because I did have a meeting with Claire Holland and she did behave like she cared, but I think it was just a tick boxing procedure for her. I've sent emails, not just to Claire Holland, I've sent emails to Jack Hopkins, he's the leader of Lambeth Council. I've sent emails, letters, phoned my councillors, and nothing. And it really hurts me because at the end of the day, we put these people into the positions that they're in. And to say that they don't want to hear what I've got to say is a travesty. It's a travesty.
Okay, so with the court case happening, when is that happening? Can you tell us?
Okay, so June the 9th to the 10th, we expect it to be a 2-day thing. And we have got a strong case. I don't understand why Lambeth is allowing it to go this far because, you know, one of the things that's really hurtful is that, you know, going to court takes a lot of money and Lambeth are using our money to go to court. The next thing, we know we're going to win. So when we win, they're going to have to pay out £35,000. Where is that money coming from? That place over there. Lambeth Town Hall, that's where it's coming from and that's where our taxes go to. Do you know what I mean? So it's just crazy, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's so wrong.
They need to be held accountable for what they are doing. You know, 11 people out of 56 in Lambeth Council are making the decisions, just 11. Do you know what I mean? There's something not right there.
Yeah, there's something totally wrong, and I'm glad that you're doing this thing, you know, fighting the LTNs. So what is next against the LTNs after that?
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah.
I've got one question. What keeps you going?
Oh God, that I want justice. I'm standing up for my rights. As Bob Marley said, get up, stand up for your rights. And I felt like my right was trampled over last year, June. Who the hell do you think you are to close my road without consulting me? No, that is what keeps me going. And I want justice, and we're going to get justice, trust me. If we don't get justice, answering your question, we are going to withhold our council tax. There's a collective of us that are already talking about this, and hope, you know, we pray that it doesn't happen. If we lose our case, we are going to withhold all council tax payments to Lambeth Town Hall. That's what we're going to do.
That sounds like a good idea. So is there any message you want to give to the people out there watching this?
Oh my God, listen people, what you've got to do, right, you've just got to stand up. And listen, we need more people to come out. We need Lambeth to see the strength that is there. And it's got to be black, it's got to be white, it's got to be Indian, everybody. We're a community, Brixton is a community, and the people are trying to gentrify Brixton in their own little sneaky way. So what you've got to do is come out and show your face, make your voice heard.
That's right. It's Anton Too Bad DJ here on JUSCOOLRADIO.com for season 2 of the London road closures. Bun LTNs.